For those who hear, let them hear. For those who see, let them see. May the Christ within illumine the world, and know that God is one with thee. Melchizedek, truth principle, dissolving confusion with love. Though man sees not the radiance of the sun, yet it shines. Twilight, then the darkness of the night, wherein man seeks to rest his physical temple. Darkness of the night shall bring no fear. Be the day well kept with happy thinking. Darkness is but the mantle which closes round about, to bring stillness to the soul. What has happened? What has happened in the brightness of the sun? Has mortal man been happy? Has he been in agreement with his God? Has he radiated love? Have the duties of the day been pleasant? If so, night brings no fear. There is no fear. God reigns supreme. All that which man beholds in consciousness, he becomes a part thereof. The babbling brook sings its song as it runs its course upon its rocky bed. It feels not the presence of the rocks, for as the water runs its course, it says to the rocks, "You and I are one with God. If it were not for you, though the current be, I could not dash and dance along my way. You and I are one." The weary wayfarer passing by kneels to drink, and the babbling brook says, "You and I are one. Drink of me, parched lips, parched tongue, drink of me." Footsore and worn, the traveler kneels to drink. Refreshed, he rises and journeys on his way. Man is a babbling brook. His voice of merriment, that which speaks the song of God, is as the babbling brook on its course. No man of earth is perfect. The approach of perfection is the path along life's highway. Would man attain perfection in the flesh temple? If so, then he shall think in thoughts of perfect love. His thoughts shall be in harmony with his fellow man, as the waters recognize their oneness with the rocks which form their course. God is perfect idea, and mortal man only reaches God consciousness when he creates condemnation of his fellow man. The apple would not ripen without the sun, and how would man have the light of the moon if it were not for the sun's reflection? All nature is one. All nature is one in God. Would man have success? Would man of earth have peace? If so, then if in no other manner, let him become a blessing in his thinking. The Galileans said, "Pluck not the mote from thy brother's eye, and behold not the beam in thy own eye." With whom does man find fault when he finds fault with his fellow man? There is no physical perfection. There is but one perfection, the perfection of spirit. Should man feel that he has been unjustly dealt with, let him understand it is but the frailty of flesh. For man to find fault with his fellow man is to find fault with God. God is faultless. Man cannot find fault with God. For if he endeavors to find fault with God, he is but finding fault with himself. What matters to man of earth? What matters to man of earth how his fellow brother lives? When man of earth beholds the perfect image and likeness of God, he will learn to bless the likeness of God and disregard the infirmity of the flesh. Many a master of ancient days had walked the highways and byways of life in the physical temple, clothed with tatters and rags. God is no respecter of persons. We of the council, as we have told you, are interested only in what man is, not who he is. He is spirit. Why do we speak to you in this manner? Dear hearts, life's path is endless, and to this very moment you have met with all manner of man, and yet there are men and women to meet. You are called, and as you have answered this call, you have made a choice. And you have been called for the reason that you have been crossing life's sands for eons of time. Experience brings wisdom. Experience brings wisdom. Love is God in manifestation. We shall never hear you say, I have a regret in my heart. Dear ones, whatever the situation, circumstance, or condition may be, we shall ever hear you say, I am happy that God has chosen me to say, bless you, bless you, bless you. Ah, yes. Ah, yes, beloved. There have been storms, but you have passed through the storms. Remember and never forget, you were guided from the destruction of the rugged, rocky coast, and your ship found snug harbor because someone loved you, and in some moment said, God bless them. Wherever they may be, God bless them. The Apostle Paul made this statement, evil communications corrupt good manners. And as the Apostle Paul made the statement, truth it is, there are no evil communications in love. You meet with that which gives the appearance of controversy, regardless of the avenue through which it is expressed. Do not become alarmed, for even he who conducts himself seemingly unjust and may not be of your opinion, remember, he is a child of God. As the water of the brook recognizes its kinship with the rock upon which it moves, so all mankind is one. Though I have all faith, said the Apostle Paul, that I may remove mountains and have not love, what doth it profit me? And now abideth faith, hope, love, these three, but the greatest of these is love. The lowly Galilean said, if thou be smitten upon one cheek, turn ye the other. He spoke but of tolerance. Of what was he mindful? That all mankind are of one kinship, the image and likeness of God. Would you be released from adversity? Continue to bless, and whatever uncomfortable circumstance you may have encountered, continuing to bless removes all adversity. We are endeavoring to lead you in the light of God. Night shall not frighten you. There shall be no night time of doubt. There shall be no night time of confusion. All confusion melts into its nothingness in the presence of love. Remember, God is love, and regardless of man's physical actions, all are of one spirit, the image and likeness of God. Continuing to bless. The one whom you bless becomes receptive to your blessing, and the frailties of the flesh are overcome. I behold you God's image and likeness. The rocks and the waters are of the same Creator. We speak in this manner at this moment, lest in that hour which you have learned to call the future, you may become prone to accept discouragement. Never be discouraged. Man cannot be discouraged, man cannot be fearful, man cannot falter, and man shall never fall when he fully realizes that God is his infinite supply. Every need is met through love, and the greatest need for man is peace of mind. God is peace. How can you fail in any endeavor when you love? Love knows no failure. It vaunteth not itself. It is not puffed up and doth not half behave itself unseemingly. Now, dear hearts, as you travel along life's paths, you shall continue to contact all manner of man. Remember the word forgive. How is it to be understood? Very simple. Give up the old for the new. Give for, thus you forgive. And in so doing, you shall never experience disappointment. The Galilean likewise said, do unto your fellow man as you would that your fellow man would do unto you. And if, in expecting a kindness from your fellow man, there is given an appearance of unkindness, continue to express in love. For that which you seek comes forth from but what its own womb. For that which you seek comes forth from but its own womb. In a previous visit, some mention has been made of the measuring rod. It is true. Should discouragement seemingly present itself, pause long enough to say, what does God think of this? What does God think of this? Shall come to you, my child, I am no part of error. I am present. Error is non-existent. It shall only become existent as you accept it. I am your Father. We are one. Peace is the wellspring of life. Its waters never cease to flow. Drink of the waters of peace. Blessed are the peacemakers. I am for peace, said the teacher. I am. I am. You, dear ones, are joined together to bring peace to man of earth. And as you have been previously informed, man shares that which he possesses, and you possess peace. Therefore, you shall share it. Truly, each one of you have grown as you have crossed life's sands. Wisdom you have gathered. Therefore, be merciful. Then, as God is merciful with the unwise, for they too, as they continue their travel across life's sands, shall become wise, and they shall gather wisdom, because your path has crossed with theirs. Wisdom knows no condemnation. Let me quote again the Apostle Paul. Evil communications corrupt good manners. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. When that which has become worn, threadbare, in your consciousness is of no longer service to you, dear hearts. Cast it out. Cast it out. Give up the old for the new. Be not as Lot's wife. Do not take one little peek. For a peek into the worn out past retards man onward progress. Let the words of my lips and the meditations of my heart ever be acceptable in thy sight, O God, my rock and my salvation. If you had a wound on your body and you were seeking to heal it, would you keep poking at it to see if it were healing? It would but aggravate it, would it not? Therefore, unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, and unto God that which is God's. It is love that brings us to you. Each step you take is but another step in the path of progress, wherein you shall be able to share the great comforts of life. Peace unto your fellow man. Yes, you shall gather sweet grapes for the winepress. And to each one of you here present, this is what we grant: peace. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is death. The spirit never suffers annihilation. Do not misunderstand the statement I am about to make. But if, when the human body lies cold and dormant, if that were the sum total of life's span, how well would it be for many who have become crushed with their worrisome burden, not knowing that the yoke upon their shoulders and the burden they carry was but the reflection of previous desire. Your God is merciful, without condemnation. All love, dear hearts. In the great supreme idea, there are many gates through which man passes. As he discards one flesh form, he but chooses another, because of the manner in which he lived in desire consciousness, while a tenant in the body he discarded. All of this wisdom you have. It is not a decree of God that man should so pass from rebirth to rebirth. He or she who lives in ignorance of that fact is the one who experiences such. He who has gleaned and the wisdom of the liberation through rebirth is the wise child of God. And he has gathered that wisdom for the reason that somewhere along the path he has met one or many who have shared that truth with him and have brought the truth into the present incarnation. You, dear ones, are way showers bearers. You have walked through the dark valley, and because you have walked through dark valleys with your torch of light lifted high, those who follow you walk not in darkness. We love you. We have endeavored to leave with you a few thoughts of encouragement. You should have never been called if you had not earned this right to serve. We bless you. Peace shall be your goodly portion. For out of the vast come nearness, and the God of love, of which you sing, has put a little bit of his heaven into every living thing. Love life. Love life, dear hearts. Love it. It is not bitter. And because you love life, you shall sweeten the cup of others. Good night. Bless you.